I know I look like Jack Sparrow with my ringlets, my dread ringlets, but I just got out of the shower and I was getting ready to cut this thing up. When I say this thing, I mean this. That's a chuck roll from Costco Business Center. It's from New Zealand, it's grass-fed, and it's a chuck roll, but they're smaller than the giant ones from regular Costco. Getting ready to cut it up. And I've been dealing with the whole struggle with plastics, trying to eliminate plastics from our lives. And our normal Tupperware that we've been using, when I cut it all up and I put it in Tupperware in the fridge, got these, and they're great. I love them. And they're like canisters. They're just ones I already own, but they are plastic, and I don't have a problem with plastic because they're not going in the microwave or anything like that, but they are going in the dishwasher. Over and over and over and over and over, they've been going in there, and they're starting to break. I'm starting to lose little sides. I have been looking at glass and stainless, just so nothing's leaching in. I had them before this house, and we've been in this house 15 years. I don't even know what the plastics are that they're made out of. It's time to move on. Started looking, and they're really expensive to get plastic one, or not plastic, but glass or stainless that are big enough for me to cut up all this meat and then store it in the fridge. And I want it to be the least amount of air that I can have in there. I found these. They didn't even come in. I mean, they just came in. But what happened was I had a bunch of stuff in my cart, and I was just comparing prices and looking at reviews and all this stuff. And I saw this little set. It's stainless. The glass is really heavy, and I didn't want my cabinets to be totally sunken down. And they don't make big glass containers. They only make, you know, kind of smallish ones, and they don't really nest when they're big. And then you've got the weird lids and all that stuff. So I decided to look at stainless. And I wanted to have a thick gauge stainless, airtight lid. I wanted to make sure it could snap and it would be leak proof and everything too. And I'm hoping stainless will not have it brown as fast. We'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen. But anyway, I saw these on Amazon, and I had them in my cart, and I like to go in there and click on the actual item and then go down below where it says you might also like this item, or other people buy this. When I typed in stainless, extra large, or whatever food containers, this one that was in my cart was $49, and I wasn't gonna get it. I was just gonna save it for later and see if it went on sale. And then I saw the exact same listing down below, like 2 below it. It was $9.99, and I was like, that's gonna be a mistake. And they only had 6 of them. So I stuck them in 4 of them in my cart, because I was like, I don't need 6. If they are that good of a deal and they are really good quality, I'll just return some if they're not, or if I don't need them. But man, $9.99 for 3 of them. So let's see what they look like. And the weird thing was the company that was selling this item, it's their same listing. If you go to their store, and they don't have any anymore. Maybe they will. I'll put a link to the one that we got in there, and you could save it and just keep looking and see if they have another one. I don't know why, but they made their own separate listing for 6 of these. I don't know why. I don't know why they did it. I don't know if it's a glitch or what happened. I told Steve, and he's like, just get them. We could always return them, but you'll miss out if you don't get them. So I pulled the trigger and I got them. I got 4, and they were supposed to be here the next day. And the next day, of course, they didn't show up. And I look at it, and it still wasn't shipped. And I was like, they're not gonna actually ship it. They realized they made a mistake. Probably won't come. Sure enough, they came. They came separately, 2 and 2. There's nothing wrong with them. Like, the box looks fine. I don't know why, but let's see if they're really cheapy, but I can tell they're heavy. So that's pretty big. Like, that's gonna be a big container. I wasn't sure exactly. Oh, they are heavy. They're heavy gauge. Let me look at the big one. So they're long and wide. They're pretty heavy duty. 6,000 milliliter? I don't know what, maybe that's the gauge. 304 stainless steel. I'm only gonna use 1 container, and then I've got 30 days to return it by the time it was shipped. So I'll have thrown it in the dishwasher several times by then, and if they start rusting, they're going back. I'm really surprised at this quality. This little set's coming with 3 different sizes, but they're big. So I'm getting ready to cut up that, and we'll see how many of these I actually need. I might only need like 2. For the price, $9.99 with free shipping. That's like, you know, $3 and something per piece. Actually, not per piece. If you know how they say how many pieces it is, it's a 6-piece if it's lids. But it was $3 for each of these containers. And so $1.50 for a lid, if you think of it that way. These lids all look universal. So they're the same width and everything. If they break, which they feel like good quality, I think they'll be fine. But if I put them in the dishwasher, I'm gonna break one. Let's just face it, I'm going to. It was such a good deal, and they were gone right after I bought them. They're not on there anymore. I feel like I scored big time, like I pulled a fast one. Are you guys trying to switch over too from plastics? I'm trying my hardest. I'm trying to get things in glass if I can. My Ziplocs, I'm already using reusable. They're silicone, but same thing, they're going in the dishwasher. So I'm trying to use Tupperware, the glass, I shouldn't say Tupperware, everybody gets upset about it. The glass storage containers. That's what I'm using for everything. I'm trying to use it for everything. No more Ziplocs. I'm not even really using the plastic Ziplocs or the silicone ones anymore. I'm trying to use containers. That's my next thing, is trying to get rid of any plasticky things that are foods touching, because you know, microplastics. And I'm just worried about, like, they're sitting in the fridge in these for like a week by the time, you know, we are getting through this whole thing. So they're sitting there touching it. Everything we get though is touching plastic. And that's another good thing about this, getting it in this big chuck roll form. The only part that's touching plastic is the outside. If you're getting it from the grocery store, they've got that little blood absorber thing, and then who knows what's in that it's touching. And then it's got the plastic container, and then you got the plastic wrap on top. It's more plastic touching everything. It's just one less thing. The inside of the meat hasn't ever touched anything at all. So when you get them in this form, they don't brown as fast because it's not as exposed to as much air. So this is really the way to go. I just love it. And I've even stopped freezing them now. I just started doing this because these smaller sized ones are, they're reasonable, like to fit in my freezer in the garage. The other ones from Costco, regular, are gigantic. And this size is smaller, I can stack them. So now I'm just pulling them out, since we're trying to get these as much as we can. I'm letting them thaw in the freezer, but I'm putting them in the freezer full sized. But the other ones are just unmanageable. I have to cut them all up, butcher all of the whole box of them, and then into steak sizes, and then I freeze them in portions, you know, so I can just pull out a portion and let them thaw. But this way, if they're a little bit frozen still in the middle, it's a little easier to cut. So everything about it's been really good. I'm really loving this Costco Business Center grass-fed. It's more expensive, obviously, than regular. I think it's $4.09 or $4.19 is what I was getting the giant chuck rolls for. $4.99 a pound for the Costco Business Center. And actually, last time I got a chuck roll from regular Costco, it was $5.30-something, I think, a pound. So their prices had gone up, and it was $4.99 for grass-fed. That's amazing. Let you know what I think with this whole idea of switching to either glass or stainless, and how this is gonna be. I kind of don't like that I can't see in it to see what's in there, but I can from the top. Fine. It also has this with a date ring. What other things can we do to get rid of our plastics in our lives? Cheese and stuff, now that we're kind of doing some dairy. I'm trying to get big blocks of cheese versus the little teeny individual packets, because that'll be a little bit of less plastic in our, microplastics in our system. Just exposure to plastics. And you know, when they seal those, they're getting heat on all the ends of everything. Like this, they're shrink wrapping this. Like they're sucking the air out and putting heat on the edges. So there's some melted plastic in everything. I don't trust nonstick coatings. I don't even trust, I've been reading a lot of stuff about like ceramic coatings. And I don't even know if those are safe, because you don't know what country they came from and what they put in it, because they put binders in there. It's not just glass. I don't know. I think stainless is the only thing you can really trust. My Ninja air fryer is stainless. I've got a stainless pot for it and stainless racks, and the whole interior is stainless above it. It's no plastic in there, so I feel safe with that. Oh, by the way, this is how I have been doing my hair recently. So I just let it air dry in little twirls, and there we go. My hair's kind of wavy that way. It's usually more wavy than this, but anyway, that's my cheap way of not using my hair dryer and not having to use curlers, and it will make my hair not be as dry all the time. A quick day, that's what I've been doing. I just get it wet, twirl it in sections, and I'm done.
Your hair looks nice.
Thanks. I can blame Steve.
Thanks.
Well, you see it every day. I can
I love it already.
thank Steve for this, because he's the one that made me get it. I would have just gotten one and waited and seen what it was like, but I'm glad you told me to get them all. I didn't want 6 though. Yeah. 6 was too many.
No, and I mean, for that price,
yeah.
How do you even think about it?
So they nest, which is nice for storage.
Hey, there's nothing bad about it.
No.
Environmentally friendly, like You know what I mean? Like they're not going to
Yeah.
get rid of this thing.
It feels like a heavy duty, not a real cheapy one.
Oh yeah.
Not bad.
No, this is. I'm excited about
Me
this
too.
just because it was so cheap.
Yeah.
And we are trying to make it.
We are. And the
less
edges
plastic.
aren't sharp. You know, like some of them where they're stainless and then you get them in the dishwasher and they get water in there and then around right where the edges where it's maybe not sealed or whatever it is, it kind of starts to rust.
That's a good point.
These don't seem like they do that. Think about getting away from plastics. We don't know what they're doing to us, but we know that they could be contributing to all the diseases and weird stuff that we've got going on.
Yeah.
Eat meat, avoid plastics.
As much as you can.
Yeah, you
obviously
can.
There's going to be plastics, but
I just think about before we were conscious and going down this way, we only drank water bottles.
I know.
That's it.
For a long time.
I mean, we had water
It'd be
here.
hot
And we were just drinking. I mean, we wouldn't drink them if they were hot in the car, but that was our primary. Steve would come in and go work out, and he'd come in and grab a water bottle and go take it out there. And that was our primary thing, was drinking water from water bottles.
We're learning. I think all of us, all of society is learning more and more about the things that can be detrimental to our health.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think back now, like tons of plastic
I
bottles.
know. It's so crazy.
ridiculous.
But the thing is with plastic bottles is, I mean, they get hot and they can leach into the water, but when they seal them, they can get hot. They have to have something with the sealer. They have plastics just falling in there all the time, like from the factory. It just can't be good.
It starts to leach out.
Yeah.
So.
Our egg cooker. I don't know what to do. The Dash egg cooker. We're eating eggs out of this twice a day, and this is plastic. And I don't know. It's steaming. It is getting hot enough to cook an egg. They say it's BPA free, but there's other things that aren't identified that they're. Yeah. We don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
All the things.
We're all going to be surprised at different times in history. They're going to look back and think that we were all messed up because we were eating plastic every day. And
if supposedly we eat a credit card worth of plastic a year. That's disgusting, and it doesn't come out of our bodies. It stays in there.
And it's in the water, like the oceans, and it's in the air.
Infants have it from their mothers.
Yes, it's a
That's how bad it is.
Weird thing. We just got to experiment with different ways of cooking the eggs to where it's not encroaching on our personal time.
We need 5 to 6 of them twice a day, because he'll eat 3, I'll eat 2. Sometimes I'll have 3, depending on how big my piece of meat is or what I want to eat.
Our system is like, we got it dialed in, and then we find a chink in it. Like, okay, well, we got to fix this part, so we get stainless. And then we look at that egg cooker, and it's like,
how can we be heating that every day, eating it twice a day?
I know, but for us to cook our meals,
I don't trust silicone
so
either, by
fast.
the way.
We make our meals, it's just so fast.
They're saying that food grade silicone and stuff isn't maybe possibly great for us either. So that's out, because I do know they make.
We can't trust anybody.
Silicone
we know that, like,
things.
The food industries have lied to us. The drug industry's lied. Everybody's lied to us. The government, everybody is lying to us all the time.
Yeah.
So if they've got a product they're selling and they're telling us that the food grade silicone, like, what are the tests they've done on that?
I know it's safer than the old kind, but I don't know. At least we got these for now. We'll see
We
what
got
happens.
those, and we got this grass
And he's stopped.
fed,
I've got
and it's grass finished, by the way.
Yeah. I'll keep you posted on these. And let me know if you guys have good ideas for anything, because we are open to all ideas to get rid of our plastics in our lives and to get healthier and healthier, just to be cleaner.
Yeah.
Because we feel great and everything about our lives are so great. So we might as well just keep continuing to improve.
Exactly. And I hope you guys are doing the same.
I was just assembling the lids, and this is actually just a useless thing. It's not part of the airtight thing. It's got a poke button that you push in there to seal in air or let air in if you needed to vent it. But this is just a little date timer, and you can just dial it around. It's in case you were wondering. I was like, how are they getting it airtight with all of that? It's just laying in there. It's kind of not. It's nothing special. Anyway, if you were worried about that too, it's not mandatory. I probably won't use these at all. If I had something that I did want to do a date, like, hey, we need to go oldest to newest, I could put the date in there and that would work. Okay, I know I've showed you the chuck roll preparation, and I know a lot of you guys don't believe it, but we are still eating it as our primary food. Every meal, all we want is this chuck roll. I'm cutting it up. I'm not cutting it according to how a proper butcher cut would be. I'm not cutting it into Denver steaks and then all the other different steaks. It's just sliced like a loaf of bread. And that's what we eat. And that's exactly how we do it. And it's delicious. Now people are all upset and they don't believe it could be that way and that we're really truly doing it, but that's how we're eating it. And we love it. Every single meal is delicious. 400 degrees in the air fryer, the closest rack you can to the heat source. And it's 11 to 14 minutes depending on how thick the steak is. It works for ribeyes or for this chuck steak. And I usually cut them into, he eats a whole pound steak every single meal.
And like Steph was saying about the cuts, some people are like,
they're upset.
There's comments and they're like, yeah, you're not doing that right. We don't care.
And you don't have to care. It's not hard. Because
every steak, and another thing, they're never tough. Ever.
No, never.
We have never had a tough steak.
Nope. So here we go. I'm going to show you and we'll see how it goes in the thing. Just like that.
Doesn't matter. Boom. Ooh, that's a nice cut.
That is nice. Look at that nice piece of fat right here. Oh my gosh. You want this one for breakfast? That's a good size for you. It's probably bigger than a pound, but that looks delicious.
Fine. I'll eat that.
But if it was going in here, okay, so I can get maybe 2 of the long skinnies on here, or 3 maybe to fit per line.
Look at that thing.
That's beautiful. Look at the marbling on that.
Wow.
Oh, yum.
That is beautiful.
So this is, I would normally hack off a little bit for like, make it like Steve's size. So this would be for me, and I'd have a couple of these or something. And then here's one of Steve's steaks. That's probably a pound. I can process this so fast. So anybody that's wondering, like this would be a certain cut of a steak. And I don't know what this is, but they would cut this separately, I would assume. But the whole thing, in this one meat, this is a different marbling than this one. So it's gonna cook a little different, but overall, it's more fun to have variety in there. I don't want it all to be, I mean, I don't care. I don't care at all what it turns out to be, but this is delicious, I know, and this side's delicious too. One's not tougher than the other. It's just perfect. I don't even weigh yours anymore. I just look at it and go, oh yeah, that's about right. 1.3, you got a big one here. And if you guys are wondering what this awesome knife is, I finally do have an awesome knife. It's a Cutco knife. Got it off of OfferUp or Facebook, one of those type ones. I just got it locally. Somebody had some Cutco ones that they got rid of.
This is just so, everything about this, it just keeps getting better for us. Look how fast she's going.
Look how much I can get in there.
Talking to you guys,
I can almost get the whole chuck roll in here. Look at this.
That's fantastic.
This is gonna be great.
That and this will be a whole chuck roll.
Yep, so if we have
and this
the
size,
medium and the large, we're done.
Chuck roll.
Yeah, look. It's gonna fit.
Oh, wow, that's still pretty heavy.
Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yay! That's it. Easy peasy. Enjoy your life.